Check 1, 2.
You good?
Yeah, you sound quiet.
That's just because I'm whispering.
Oh, well, speak it. You don't do a sound check and whisper. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's how I, yeah. All right,
That's how he rolls.
That's how I talk.
Okay.
I just want to talk like a little, I just want to like, I don't want to be too. Okay.
Cool, man.
Ready, go.
Yeah, hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
How you doing, hon?
Oh, man. It's been a week, but I love doing this with you, so I'm here.
So despite the week that you've had, you're doing the podcast? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate it. You're doing it for them. It's not just for me, you know? It's for them. It's for us.
For sure. How are you doing, babe?
I'm doing pretty good. Man, it feels like the year is like hurtling by really fast. And everybody I talk to says that. And everybody that I've talked to every year for like 10 years has said that at this time of year. This is the time of year that everyone's like, can you believe it's already? Like, and we say it and we all say it and it's true, but it's like not new. Like we're new, but that's not new.
Yeah, but I think that only happens if you're busy in your life.
Sure.
Time moves quicker when you have shit to do.
Yeah, that's true. But I also feel like, yeah, so that's probably why, right? Like I hear that from other people who are busy because I'm busy and I'm surrounded by other busy people.
Yeah.
And I've been busy
just means
for like
you're around productive
over
people.
10 years. It's pretty good.
That's really good.
Do you want to tell everybody about your Valentine's Day surprise? It was like, at this point when this is published, people are going to be like, wasn't Valentine's Day like a year ago? And it was.
A year ago?
But it was also like a week ago. But like right after we did the last podcast, like we recorded the podcast and then we went away for Valentine's right after that.
Yeah, we did. So you wanted it to be a surprise and a show. He loves a good show.
Who doesn't love a good show? You give me a heart, and I want to set this up a little bit to be like, you've kind of pointed out to me recently, not so subtly, that you want a bit more of the gesture of the big stuff. You want a little bit more of the show. You asked for the show. Let's be clear about what happened. You've been like, where's the like balloons and I want the show. So like did you get a show, babe? What happened?
I definitely got a show. So I was blindfolded in the car with his AirPods in, and he had a playlist ready to go. And it was like love songs, really cute songs I really like. Great playlist, babe. I don't know if I told you that, but really, really good.
Thank you.
And so I was blindfolded listening to this playlist. I've never been blindfolded and traveling in a vehicle before, and it was like a really trippy experience.
Because it was also like a translucent blindfold. Is white.
Yeah.
So you could see light through it. It wasn't like you were totally, completely blacked out.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
It was weird.
Shadows, signs going by and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever been blindfolded in a moving vehicle, that experience, but I don't know how else to describe it except for I don't think claustrophobic people could do it.
Right. You've been telling me like over and over since we did it, like, babe, you could not do this.
No, I said it once.
I've heard it 30 times, which is weird.
You're imagining it.
It's possible.
Anyway, so you had to like set up the room because we were like checking in that day too.
Yeah, we went to a hotel. It was a very sentimental hotel to us. It's where we had our first Valentine's Day back in 2017. It's super cool. It is a little, no, it is overpriced, but it is a motel in Pasadena. And to make that distinction, a lot of people I don't think always realize, but at least the way it's supposed to work is a motel has the entrances on the outside and a hotel has the entrances to the room on the inside. That's the difference. We're like hotel or motel.
Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn. Usually a hotel. So a little redundant.
Hotel,
Right. When you can't, or we can't post it on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Come on
we gotta stop. We gotta stop.
Come on, it'll recognize that. You're too good of a singer. It's going to pick that up as the licensed track, okay? It will. That's how good you are. Classically trained. She's classically trained, folks.
It's double bad because Holiday Inn sued. I don't even remember who sings that song. Sued all of them.
All of them.
For using Holiday Inn without their permission. So like you can't even play the song.
Oh, shit.
Kyle, look that up so you don't embarrass yourself in the future.
No, it's true. I don't have to look it up.
Look up who sings the song.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You breeze right past that. Anyway.
Okay, so we went to a motel.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know how to describe it. There's probably a name for the specific art style, but it's very like in the 50s, what they envisioned to be futuristic. So everything's like chromy and red and like shiny. And it's got this very like, red, silver, futuristic vibe, but futuristic like from the 50s and 60s. Like the Jetsons is what it reminds me of.
Very cute.
Yeah, we've been there many times. So I took you there.
Yeah. And it was super cute. He had roses on the bed and he got the balloon memo.
So many balloons filled up so quickly. No big deal.
It was a great night. We went to a lovely steakhouse. Mm-hmm. It was really good.
Yeah.
We had both never been there before. And we're there for a while, actually.
Yeah. Food was great. It was one of those places where you're definitely paying extra to get something nice. Mm-hmm. I would say it was pricey, but it was pretty fair. It was pretty good. But the quality of the food was great. Mm. It was really good food. The service was a little bit like we were out on Super Bowl Sunday.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't give a shit, right? We're not paying attention to that at all. We watched the halftime thing before?
Before, yeah.
So only thing we wanted to check out was a halftime show. And we watched the halftime show live. We happened to like tune in and catch it. We watched the halftime show and then we went to dinner. But the game kept going as we were at dinner. And at some point while we were at dinner, the city that we're pretty much in, even though we're in Pasadena, we're in LA. And the LA Rams win the Super Bowl.
Right.
While we're at dinner in LA.
Yeah, and
and we had no idea.
I was so convinced we lost because the restaurant was just like normal. And I looked up the score and I was like, oh, babe, we won.
Yeah, she just like mentioned it. I'm like, oh, cool.
And we continued talking about whatever.
Yeah, but had we not looked it up,
I would have assumed we lost.
And if we were in Pasadena and like, what's the big school that's there? The big college that's in Pasadena? Isn't there like one of the big ones that's there?
I don't know.
But if like they won a football game or something like that, I would feel like it would be like, oh, hey.
Oh, sure. Like more local.
Yeah, if it was like a college game or something like that.
Yeah.
But man, the people who were out to dinner in Pasadena on Super Bowl Sunday, including us, did not give a shit.
Yeah, and
because it didn't even come up. It wasn't that full of a restaurant.
No, they were overstaffed.
That was what I was going to say next is like, there weren't that many people. When we first got there right at dinner time, which was like 7:00, they were pretty full. And then 7:30, 7:45, they were starting to thin out, and the crowd at 8 was way less.
Oh, yeah.
And so now they have all these servers we're looking at just standing around with like nothing to do because there's nobody there. And yet we still, our food like took forever. And so
Yeah, it was weird.
And it seemed like the longer we were there, the longer each request took. And we were like, can we just get like a decaf coffee and a pie or something like that? And they're like, yeah, no problem. It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why does the pie, I know that you cut out of a pie that's already made. Like, how is that and a coffee, hot water through some grounds? How does that take longer than my like, what, you got like a medium well steak?
Yeah.
That took longer. Yeah, that was crazy. And it's already like super pricey. I feel like, I don't know if that's a thing. They just drag it out if you're there at the end, but man. Yeah, that was brutal. Great food though.
Yeah, it was great. Our server was very nice.
Super good. Yeah, cool guy, nice guy.
But I will say my family knows me really well because I didn't get any texts regarding the Rams winning.
Yeah, nobody told us.
I thought that was going to be like the indicator of, oh, they won or, oh, they lost.
The only one that shared our Super Bowl moment was Siri.
And I'm not mad about it.
No, it was cool.
I don't care.
What do you think of the halftime show?
It was cool. Yeah. It felt kind of short. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm so used to Super Bowl halftime shows just being so crazy with like fireworks and just really hyped, like a very different energy.
Kyle, will you look up like this may take a couple of minutes, so take a minute and look this up while we talk, but look up like how long the halftime show normally is. Is there like a rule? Is it like look up like the top 10 best ones and see how long they were or whatever.
Yeah.
But give us some.
What's the average?
Because I know that this one was like 12 minutes.
It did seem a little
12
short.
or 13.
It feels short.
I only know that because I saw some meme about like this 12 or 13 minutes was the most important.
Most important. That's fun.
Yeah, it was hard to read.
Yeah, look that up, Uncle Kyle. That's interesting.
I will look it up.
But I want to know that. How did you feel about, surprise 50 Cent? We didn't know 50 Cent was going to show up looking like 60 cents.
Looking like 60 cents.
It's thick, man. I'm down with it. I'm going to get thick when I get older, too.
He's too busy writing a show.
I'm give a fuck what he's doing. He's awesome, and he do whatever he want. He can look however he want. People were just giving him shit about, he looked big.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care, babe. You didn't bring it up because I care. I just thought. You think I was challenging you? Actually, of like,
no.
Can we get a hot take, babe? Can we get a hot take? Say it into the mic. What do you think? Does he look fat? I'm gonna get you canceled.
Yeah, you canceled.
Yeah, you canceled. I can't be canceled. Everybody already hates me.
Oh
I'm the winner. Are you going to cry for me? It's okay.
Hey, we don't hate you, Rob.
No, I appreciate that. I try to surround myself with people who tolerate my bullshit. I really enjoyed the halftime show. I thought it was a blasty McNasty. I totally understand why Eminem had to play Lose Yourself, had to sing that song, but it is not
your favorite.
My favorite Eminem song at all. It's like bottom 3.
You were hoping for the new one.
I was hoping for a new song, but I wasn't really delusional in thinking that they were actually going to play a new song. Because what you end up playing something like that, you play the hits. That's just that's what you do. That's how the Super Bowl always goes.
Yeah.
I was hoping for maybe a medley that might include it.
Medley
that might include like some new stuff. Did I use the word medley incorrectly?
I just heard it wrong.
Medley?
I guess, I don't know. Medley or medley. 3 syllables or 2? You say 2. I mean 3.
Kyle, how do you say it? Kyle says all sorts of crazy
I know, I was
shit.
going to say I don't want to chime in here because it's going to somehow flip to me.
Yeah, however you say it is wrong. How do you say it?
How do you say it?
Medley.
There you go.
Haha, I win.
No, that's me. You say medley.
Right?
It's medley.
Right. You and Kyle are saying it the same way.
Yeah.
Kyle's always wrong.
No, in this scenario,
No.
you're wrong.
Because this time it helps you, Kyle, who says
One
both
word.
and pillow.
One word. We're going to bring both into this?
You mean both?
No, I don't.
Yes, you
Both?
do.
No, I don't.
You do.
Both.
You
Oh,
both
my gosh.
are wrong.
You're wrong.
No, medley. As in, it's metal like. It's medley. I was
Okay.
hoping for some new songs, but they didn't do that. They didn't do that, which is fine. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fine. So it's not a problem. I like what they did.
We did enjoy it.
Yeah, we had a great time. We watched it in the hotel room, which this hotel room has like a big jacuzzi bath built into it.
Yes.
That's one of the best things about it. I love that place. We decided that if we ever buy a house, which our generation, I don't think we're going to be doing that. But if we're ever allowed to buy a house, if the government will let us buy a house, we want a like big garden tub thing. We're going to use it.
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
people get it and then they don't use it. But I really do think,
Oh my goodness.
I think we would use it all the time. You would
Yeah.
use it constantly. It's
Yeah,
a
I
huge waste
use-
of water unless we both use it at the same time.
Yeah, but bath time is self-care for me.
Right.
So it's beneficial.
Yeah, you take a lot of baths in our bathtub here, and our bathtub here sucks.
It sucks, but at least it is a tub.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like even when the tub's no good, you're
Oh, yeah.
gonna take a bath,
I love taking baths.
right? That's
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to show everybody this tiny hazelnut spread thing that you have?
You guys, look how cute. This
Fucking-
Nutella bottle is.
Unnecessary. This is like you know what I realized this is.
What?
This is a room service Nutella
Oh, sure.
because it's glass.
It's glass.
It made a little glass bottle.
Rob is upset that it's
well,
glass.
it's just environmentally like this is so
Sure.
stupid.
Yeah.
How much is in this? Like how you're like, yeah, but it gives me this like feeling of warm, fuzzy cuteness because it's little.
And you don't want me to have that in this life?
It says, do not refrigerate or microwave.
Oh my! And he ignores me.
I
Wow.
want you to be happy.
Did you hear that, Uncle Kyle? Or not hear that?
I was trying to read something. I can't be held to doing two things at one time. You know I'm not good at that. I was trying to see how much is in this. Oh, 1 ounce. Yeah. I can barely read it because, oh my God, it's so small. Yeah. So what do you do with this?
Eat it.
Yeah, but you just get one? Like, what is this for a piece of toast?
It's like a spoonful.
It's not. It's less than that.
It's
that's
less
like
than.
that's like a baby food jar.
It does look a lot like a baby food jar.
It's even smaller. It is even smaller than a baby food jar. It's like a fetus food jar. They don't need that
That is a
because
great.
the umbilical cord. What? That's right.
Okay.
Kyle, what else? Do we have other segments or?
I was just going to say that's a great first step to my fuck you money prank.
Oh, you have one of those?
Where you make.
Do you have a wait? Do you have a Super Bowl thing? Do you have the Super Bowl information?
Oh, yeah. The Super Bowl is usually about 12 to 15 minutes.
12 to 15 minutes for the halftime show.
For the halftime show, yeah, sorry.
So it was typical.
It was a little on the shorter side, I think, but it definitely
like a minute.
is still within the normal range, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. I just wanted to get the button on that.
As far as like
You have a
people's
fuck you thing
expectation, yes, but for just to put a button on this, a lot of people seem to agree.
It's a fucking vest.
It's a 2-button vest. Okay, that's the classy thing.
Okay.
A lot of people seem to agree that the best Super Bowl halftime show was Prince in 2007. You were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long was that?
That one doesn't say, but I'm guessing it was closer to 15 minutes.
Yeah. I've seen that. I don't think I watched it live because the only one that I remember ever watching live for real was Janet Jackson.
You know what's I have a story about that.
I saw the titty thing. I did. I saw the titty thing with my own eyes at this. It was a Super Bowl party at Brandon's house. And we got, they had a deal at McDonald's where you could get like a bucket of 50 chicken nuggets. And so we got a bucket of McNuggets and we watched some titty. It was a pretty good day.
It's a historic event. It's like one of those things like, where were you?
But I heard after that they stopped doing the titty thing, and so I haven't watched it. And then
the titty thing wasn't supposed to be a part of it.
Either way, they said they're not going to do it again.
They didn't stop doing it. They explicitly
said, we will not let this happen again.
No more
matter what.
In the Super Bowl
I was like,
show.
I'm out. This is the one time I tried to.
We're done talking about that.
Okay. So anyway, they said Dr. Dre, and I was like, this is the best.
This is what's going to bring me
I've
back.
heard since Janet. What's the next thing, Kyle? Fuck you.
The fuck. Oh yeah, the fuck you money. No, it was. We talked about it. I think off the air one time, but the idea would be to get a whole bunch of miniature things, and then when the person wakes up, they think that they're giant.
Right,
and they're stuck in this tiny house. So that's the first step right there. That's the point of fuck you money.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't
true.
matter how much
true.
work it takes, what you have to do, because you can do it.
Can you imagine if you met you know who we were so much more likely to encounter is the person who would be subcontracted to make that, like, because the guy with the money doesn't know how to pull that off, so he would have to go to somebody else and be like, I need you to make a tiny town for a regular sized man. And then like the artist is like, okay, well, I mean, how much time do I have? He's like, you have 1 year. It's like, a year? I think that's plenty of time. You know, he's like, you don't understand. It has to be a full town with people and things.
It's going to be an exact replica of the town he lives in right now.
Yeah, and then that guy goes through that entire process for a year, and then like 2 years later, he's a producer on a reality TV show working with me and Kyle.
And we're hearing the story.
Yeah, we're like, what you worked on? He was like, I was on Kitchen Nightmares, and I did... oh my God. Actually, on The Apprentice back in the day. You know what I did once for a year? Dude. You're not going to believe this. So this one guy... He fucks this other guy's wife. Bad idea. Anyway, long story boring. I get hired to make a miniature town, and this guy's in a mental institution.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that's what it was for until it was over.
Oh my God.
This guy said, build a tiny town. And I was like, I know how to do that. I went to college for modeling, scale modeling.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you're never going to use this architecture degree. It's fucking $60,000 later.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
Babe. Shout out to you for getting me these hair scrunchies.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah. I had no idea where that was going. That was a bit of we call that that out of the blue. Wow. Yeah. You're welcome for the hair scrunchies, babe. I bought you a bag of them.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day. Kyle, you want me to make you a lemonade drink?
I'll try it. Yeah, man.
It was really good. It's, have you ever had what the fuck is that brand? It's the like real lemonade. Or whatever, like Simply,
yes. I used to. That was like the only brand of orange juice I would buy.
Yeah, they make good orange juice. They make really
juice.
Good lemonade, and now they make lemonade in like all these flavors with real fruit in them.
Yeah,
This one is raspberry. They make
It's very pretty.
Isn't it? They make
drink.
a blueberry one. The blueberry one looks really cool. All those Simply beverages make really good mixers.
They're simply the best.
Yeah. Today's
They are
podcast brought
better
to
than
you
all the
by
rest.
Simply Lemonade, and orange juice, apple juice, whatever. Just get it.
Your
It's
mom.
Simply your mom. Your ass.
Man, that really got me last week.
Which one?
When you're going through the rules of a rom-com.
Oh yeah, the rom-com
and
thing.
you're just thinking about examples and you're like, your mom.
Oh yeah, with the big reveal. I'm really your mom.
Yeah.
Turns out this whole time I'm your mom. It's not impossible that there was a movie at one point. That was
Sure.
like, that's the big twist. is I'm your mom.
It really
Your
only
mom.
it really only did well in Alabama though.
Right. I'm going to let that joke.
Just let it sit for a second.
Yeah.
So what's on the docket today?
Should have been more of a, it's a sibling thing in Alabama is where the humor lies.
I don't really think they discriminate beyond as you're related to me.
I'm telling you why the joke didn't work. Doesn't matter. What's on the docket?
I don't know. Do you want to start the show?
Sure, yeah, let's start the show.
Vibing and thriving, vibing and thriving, vibing and thriving, vibing and thriving. I'm excited now.
Fuck that. Suck that. Fuck that. Suck that. Fucking nuts.
Hey!
Skagoosh. Very excited for the show this week. We've got some really exciting segments. Kyle has a whole special thing planned that we're going to do. And
Ooh.
yeah, it's fun. It's like a game, like a puzzle game.
Okay.
So we're going to do that. And then we also, what else do we have planned, Kyle?
I can't think of anything at all because of all the racket above us.
Oh my God.
I just can't concentrate. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't, maybe this is I don't know if this segment is going to be even fun for anybody, but
People can probably relate.
I don't think anyone's ever dealt with this before. Actually, I think we're the first
shut
people.
Up. No, that's dumb. There's so many people. It's everybody. You're being ironical, and I understand that. But I'm okay. So,
Ironical? Is that a real word?
sure.
Kyle?
Yeah.
To Eminem,
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually think I've heard him say that before.
I'm being ironical while I'm going through Chronicles. While I'm looking through monocles,
Yeah, I'll definitely
playing with Bionicles.
think it's a word because Eminem rapped it. You know?
Right. What are the segments we're doing?
Eminem wrote the dictionary. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about the fucking people upstairs. When we lived in Silver Lake, it was not bad for a long time. Like in the beginning, in my room before Kyle lived there, and then even after Kyle moved in there for a little while, not so bad. It really wasn't. And then
DJ upstairs.
DJ upstairs, spinning the fucking hits every morning, every night, every motherfucking hour. House music, EDM, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It was all the fucking time. It was like all the fucking time.
Oh, man.
Night and fucking day. It was like, you trying to sleep? Not today.
I remember when we were dating and like we'd try to go to bed
Oh my God.
and then we're like, oh, DJ upstairs.
This is a bit of an overshare and I don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep rhyming because I got the timing. Listen, we would have sex and then try to like do that like, oh, wow, go to bed, like crash out. And even in that state, we were like, we can't fucking do this. We can't sleep. How are we supposed to sleep? Is there a time in your life it's easier to sleep than after that? Oh my God. We should have been in fucking comas. But instead, we weren't in a coma. We were in a rage because DJ upstairs was, you're tuned in. Oh my God. And now it's been this roller coaster in this new apartment because we love this new apartment so much. So many things about it that are good. But it was a little stompy. When we first got in, it was a little stompy. It was a little stompy. And we made a comment because it felt like these people just don't realize. You know what I mean? They're just walking around like they would walk around. They're not thinking about it. They don't realize that it's thin. So we made a comment to the landlord, or we're like very politely, like, we just don't think they get it. You know, we're not trying to be an asshole. We don't think they're stopping being, rude. So if you just let them know.
Right.
They did. It chilled the fuck out for a really long time.
It did.
Right? Mm-hmm. Every now and then, which is allowed. In an apartment, you got to live with some noise. You're really close to other people. You're basically in one big house with a bunch of people where your door doesn't open to their door. That's it.
Yeah.
You got to deal with some noise. But man, they're working on a project. They got a project happening upstairs of some kind. Kyle, how has it been on your side of the apartment?
Awful. Yeah, because whatever they're doing is like right above, not quite my room, but it's like the hallway to my room.
Yeah.
So I hear it.
Yeah. It's like they're doing it into a funnel that is shaped in a cone form that aligns with your door so that you have to hear what's up. And how would you guys describe the sounds upstairs?
Well, this week it was constant sighing. Who or what?
Sawing.
What?
Sawing. I just wanted to clear that up.
Thank you. But what kind of project does it take 3 full days of just sawing
by hand?
Something? What are you sawing? Not like not like a buzz saw. No, like the back and forth.
Getting a lot of sawing done like all day. Like fucking Cosby doing the Moses bit. All day. And someone must have a fucking like Dwayne Johnson arm at this point, just like getting it, because you're not wrong, dude. A lunch break. I'll give them a lunch break on each day. But other than that, it was a full 9 to 5er. And it was more like an 8 to 8er. It's all goddamn day they're sawing.
Yeah, and your office is out in the living room. Kyle can hear from his room. Thankfully, from our room where I do my schoolwork, it was okay.
You can escape it at least.
I can escape it, thankfully. But it was intense. It just kept going. We thought it was like going to be a 1-day project, and then it turned into 2.
And we're traumatized because when we lived at Duane Street, here's another thing that we didn't even bring up. When we lived at fucking Duane Street, they put a notice on our... Okay. I'm not even going to go through the whole saga but it really is like the worst. I've lived in a lot of places, right? I've moved a lot of different places. I've lived in 4 different states in America consistently, like years. Yeah. And I've been in all 4 places. They're all very different. I've lived in inner city Manhattan. I've lived in Manhattan 2 times in 2 different parts of it. Never like in Silver Lake with the fucking construction. The lot next to us had 2 different lots that were like kind of adjacent. They both would like, one would stop and then the other would start, and then they would switch, and one of them was always fucking going, and they finally, these side lots, chilled out, and we got like 2 months of peace, and then they put a fucking note on our door that said, there will be minor courtyard maintenance. Minor courtyard maintenance.
Is this a hot take, babe?
Thus begins an 8-month construction project of new units, additional dwellings inside the building. We're talking plumbing, the structure, the electrical shit. They built new apartments onto the apartment building. This was the minor construction in the courtyard they were going to be fucking doing. And we heard it every day. It started with jackhammering the foundation all the way to, and I'm not talking about like adding on. You know how like if you have like a house and you're like, oh, we're gonna add an extra addition onto the bedroom, and you take out a wall and you add a few feet. No, I'm talking they added 3 stories of new apartments to the side of the apartments, all the way up with like stairs, all of this shit.
Yeah, and it was really close to your unit.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it was right
in the
after I
middle.
finished building the podcast studio. I had just fucking finished it, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna start really burning some fucking podcasts out of here, doing these shows. That's when I started This Is Heavy and At the Elephants. That was at the same fucking time they're like, this is a good time for us to start a permanent construction project in the back of Rob's brain that never ends. And so they finally finished that ish. Meanwhile, they're like burning the apartment down with the electricity stuff that they caught fire. They caught our unit on fire. Oh my God, it was such a nightmare. And now we're here, and I'm telling you, the sawing upstairs is like this triggering, like post-traumatic, like I'm like freaking out. It's in my head.
Do you hear now?
No, I'm trying to talk loud and fast so that I can't let them in. This is what crazy people do. You know what I mean? They end up like this in a jacket, like, I can't stop talking or otherwise the demons. That's where I'm at. These are the demons upstairs. And I was telling Kyle, you fucking know, that if you went up there and you banged on the door after like a fucking week of sawing and you were like, get your motherfucking ass, and then they like ripped the door open and you were like, what the fuck is happening in here? It would be who we think, because we're not sure, but we think it's like this 80-year-old Mexican dude who is the nicest man I've ever met in real life. And he would answer the door and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I make benches for the orphans at the church. I'm so sorry, I can't stop. If you want the orphans to sleep on the ground.
Oh, no.
The orphans can sleep on the ground outside.
No.
This is just for the church, for the children whose parents
Hey, babe,
are
do you want a
dead
chocolate?
from the COVID. I help the children. We can let the children die or like whatever you want to do.
No.
That is
It's
exactly
okay.
what would happen.
You know it would be like that because every time in this life that you get angry and you feel self-righteous and then you try to do something about it, the world's like, hey, man, you shouldn't be so self-righteous. And you're always like, damn it.
Fuck.
See?
Oh, no.
See, even Candace is getting worked up about this.
Wait, where is it?
Careful. Oh, it's gone. Oh,
No, it's
there
right
it is.
here.
It's right here. Do you want it? Do you want to get it? It's probably good to eat.
Can we cut?
Can we cut?
This is a cut, Sitch.
We can cut.
We can cut. Where's the
Wait,
dog
do you guys hear that?
No,
What's upsetting?
I didn't eat the chocolate.
It's fine.
What?
Carpet?
Ew, I'm not eating
It's
that.
not gonna get dirty from carpet.
No.
A couple fuzzies on it, you'll be fine.
Don't listen to that, people. Don't eat ground food.
Don't be a Kyle.
No,
I didn't say that. That's fucked up.
I don't like where that's going.
Don't be a Kyle.
Let's unpack that. Just kidding.
Are you saying everything Kyle is about is something people should avoid? That's kind of fucked up.
Babe, why would you say that?
You said that.
All right. Well, this has been We're New.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Can you? How'd your water, babe?
Real good.
Okay.
Thirsty.
What's next, Kyle?
I mean, we kind of burned through the topics we had talked about already.
What about the game that you have ready for us?
Right. Yeah, that thing that I definitely had ready.
The you said about the high school students.
Oh, we have a segment, babe.
What's that?
Candy's client lessons.
Ooh.
Is it time for that already?
That was an OG pitch.
OG pitch.
OG pitch with this OG bitch. What you got, babe?
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So I've been working with this client and she's new.
Perfect.
Anyway, I'm an intern, so I'm not like, I'm working towards licensure. But she's going through an obstacle and
That's the best way to deal with one. Let's go through an obstacle.
yeah.
Some people say leap over. I say through it.
Right. And I'm trying to guide her in the best way I can, because that's all I can do. And she says she's in an urgent situation, but she's not. Like time-wise, she has some time. But usually when you're working with someone who's in crisis mode or going through something really difficult, they just think that, things are going to happen really quickly. Like they don't have time to like take a second and think about what situation they're in because they're in crisis mode. They're like, I just need to get this figured out. I'm freaking out. I'm stressed out. I'm overwhelmed. All those things. And so my job is to sit back and try to, in an empathetic tone, in a Zen voice, just let her know it's going to be okay. You do have time. And in my training, my grad program, we always talk about strengths-based perspective. So you always want to think about your client having strengths because everyone has one. And sometimes when you ask someone, like, what are your strengths? Some people are like, I don't have any.
Right.
Which is sad to hear, but at least it gets the wheels turning of we can find the strength you have by talking to you.
Even the most evil characters in like literature or fiction, they have skills.
Yeah.
Like even the most despicable pieces of shit that we can imagine that we're like, man, like most of them are good at something or we wouldn't even be talking about them.
Right.
And so that is such a sad thing that even these people who are, not bad people, they're fine people, they're just either going through the struggle or whatever their deal is.
Or they've just been in an environment where maybe they're brought down or like just not a lot of positive, which is usually the case when I'm working with this population. At
the very least, I think, people who are seeking help when they need it, there's your strength.
Yeah, exactly,
Boom.
babe.
So
that's such a good one.
You've got an automatic anytime you're ever talking to someone, even if you don't know them well enough to figure out other things, you'd be like, the fact that we're having this conversation, do you know how many other people are in exactly your situation?
Yes.
And they don't have the strength to reach out and ask for help. And you do.
Right.
Boom.
There you go. There's a lesson right there. But the other day I was on the phone with her and, just helping her out. And after I got off the phone, I was like, wow, it's always nice when you end a phone call and you're like, I hope I did something to help this person.
Yeah.
But it's better than doing nothing.
Right.
So I had one of those moments. And then you actually said something very sweet. Do you remember what it is?
Probably not as well as you do. I say a lot of different stuff.
You just said that you got like emotional talk or listening to like very few things I was saying, but just my tone and just saying like, let's talk about your strengths. And I think that was the first time you really heard me like talk to a client and practice my skills that I'm learning in school.
Yeah.
And that affected you.
Yeah, I think it's just that one of the things that is paramount in my desire to be with you for a long term is you are so soothing. And I think that there are a lot of people out there who need different levels of a soothing nature around them. You know, some people are a little bit more self-sufficient in that way. Mm. They don't need quite as much. I'm a kind of a tender person, kind of easily bruised if I'm not careful, and I try to be, toughen up as much as I can and deal with things as best I can. But I really am a pretty sensitive guy, and when you're a pretty sensitive guy, as opposed to choosing to harden up and, not let people in or whatever, if you're going to be vulnerable and you're going to be sensitive, you're going to get your ass kicked and you're going to get bruised and you're going to get sunburned and you're going to be tender. And I'm that kind of person. And you are so soothing. It is just being around you is so therapeutic. I mean, it makes sense. I know you're that's what you're studying precisely, but you were already of that nature before you went into the study. And I think obviously that's probably why you were drawn to it. Mm. There is something about the way you speak to people that is very genuine and it's very compassionate. And that is very unusual. Most people, I think, even if they feel that compassion for people, they're too wrapped up in their own shit to come off genuinely like, no, I'm actually listening, and I'm actually, how can I help? Most people are like, do you need something? And you're like, they're asking, but you can tell they got their own shit. Yeah. And so you're like, don't worry about it. But when you're like, how are you? People are like, not great, and my mom, and can't. My mom. They just start like word vomit. And you've always attracted that. Have we talked about that on the show?
No.
Let's talk about that. I think that's one of the most interesting things about you. It's part of why you went into this whole line of work. People have always told you that, right?
Yeah. People, when I was doing background acting, it was the most apparent for sure. Because you just constantly meet new people on set. And I'm normally, if I'm in a mood, I'll just be by myself and not talk to anyone. But most of the time I would be on set and just talk to everyone, either small talk or just like pretty fast friendships. And I noticed that when I came off that way, like very friendly and like engaging and talk to that person, some people would just like start word vomiting their personal life stories like very quickly. And I'm like, okay.
Have you ever met anybody like that? Like her? Like, have you ever met anybody where you meet them and maybe you're talkative, maybe you're not? But you meet this new person and you're at a party, you're on the bus and whatever, but you're in maybe not on the bus, but like a more social situation where you are talking to strangers because that's what's happening, less in like super public, but in like medium public, an event, AA, whatever. If you're at a place and you end up talking to somebody, there's some people, as soon as you speak to them, I used to work at IHOP in college, and man, a bunch of the old waitresses who worked in the morning, who worked there from like before it was an IHOP. Let's be honest, they worked there from before there were pancakes. But these old ladies who, worked the morning shift and just like ran eggs like a mother. Some of them, you would talk to them and they'd be like, "How you doing?" And you'd be like, you take a deep breath, like because I think it hits us so. It is so jarring to hear somebody ask how you're doing and mean it. Right, Kyle? The accepted response of how you're doing is fucking, you say fine and shut the fuck up. That's what we all agree are the rules.
Yeah.
And the people who break the rules on the receiving end are pieces of shit because you're like, "Hey, how are you?" And they're like, "I'd like to tell you about it." And you're like, "I so didn't invite that." But the people who break the rules on your side, who are like, "How are you really doing?" The rest of us are like, what do you want? Or what do you... just like it just fall to pieces because we're not used to that. We're not used to anyone giving a shit, and you can just tell you give a shit in your voice. That's why you should be a therapist, among other things.
Thank you.
Have you always felt that? And here, let me ask you the bigger question: why do you give a shit? Why do you genuinely give a shit when people that you've never met are like, "Here's my story. How do you not join me in my," oh my God. Like, I'm sure at this point, knowing me, you feel when you meet new people, like, man, if Rob was here, he'd be like, "Get me out." Torture.
That's funny.
Why do you give a shit?
I don't know.
You don't know why?
I've never put that much thought into it because I feel like asking how someone is doing is a genuine question of, I actually want to know how this person's doing.
Yeah. Why? Why?
I don't conform to the idea of we just say we're fine or we're good and then move on with our lives. Maybe that's it.
Right, but why not? You don't want to... Okay,
because it's not genuine.
Yeah, but it takes so much time and oh my God.
That's why I'm studying what I'm studying and you're not.
I know, but babe, you listen to 3 times as many people's stories and yet you're not as convinced as I am that these stories are bad. Okay, let's get down to it. I want to understand this for real. And I've never thought about it either, but we're going to try to figure it out today. You listen to all these people ramble on about bullshit, okay? Some of them are bound to be interesting. Most of them are bound to be not, because it's the same shit. So, when you have someone talking to you and you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" Or whatever, "I meet a new person. Hey, where are you from?" Whatever, you're starting to get into it, right? And then they start to be, and at some point, can we agree on this? At some point, we all check in and go, "This person is not interesting." Not to everybody, but to most people. And you don't always know it right away. They may have 10 or 12 interesting things to say first, but then they're done and they got nothing else. And you figure this out and you're like, okay, well, moving on. That's not a problem. But you like hang in there. At what point?
In that regard, I just have patience for it. I don't know why, because I'm not a patient person. You say I am, but I don't think I am.
I would call you patient in the way you're able to listen to people. Do you go somewhere else in your head to like you play an Adele album in the back of your head and like not listen to them?
No, because someone would call me out on that. I feel like it's obvious if someone's not listening.
I guess the question is like, why aren't you bored? Where's the interest come from? Someone's like, I'm from.
I love stories, and when I meet a new person,
stories that are boring. A lot of stories aren't good.
It doesn't matter if it's boring. If it's new information for me, that's engaging.
The bar? Oh my God, it's so easy. No wonder. But see, that doesn't make me feel good about like us. You know what I mean?
Us?
You're like, yeah, I don't care what the story is, just whatever. As long as it's a story that's new. As long as I'm new, as long as we're new. Is that what you're saying?
We have to be new. We are new.
Yeah,
babe.
we are new. But I'm saying like, I don't know. It just feels like the bar is low to entertain.
I didn't mean to put it that way.
All right. I guess I can't have it both ways because I love the fact that you're an easy laugh. It doesn't take anything, super. I don't have to flex very hard to get you laughing. And that's pretty good. So I guess I guess that's balanced out by like you not needing a lot of entertainment. Like the show doesn't have to be good. You're still going to watch it.
That's not true.
Not of like TV shows, but of like this show.
Well, I think with you, life is very entertaining. I do mean that. Like, you are the show. And I love that so much about you because I'm so not.
Well, you're this show.
I'm in the show, yes.
You're on the left. That's usually where the host is. I'm in the guest spot on this show. Did you ever think about that?
No.
Yeah, did you ever think about that, babe? Speaking of guests, we still haven't had a guest.
Yes, we're trying to get this person.
Well, and to be fair, we just really wanted to have this one person on, and we haven't put any effort into getting anyone else.
So far.
No, because we were just kind of committed to them being the first one because we made them a deal of so like, hey, you're going to be the first guest.
Right.
And then they couldn't do it. So it's like, I think, and we both wanted them to keep that. But man, they're the ones, blowing us off and going to, golf tournaments and basket weaving festivals and, tall dog shows. That's not our fault. We didn't do that. So maybe you're about to lose your fucking spot. Get somebody else who wants to do the show. How about that? How about that? You know who you are.
We love you.
So much. What else do we have?
I think that's it.
Okay, well that's pretty good. I feel like there was something else that we were going to talk about. Hey Kyle, what about the game that you had, the puzzle game?
I was puzzling earlier.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Do you mean Wordle? Do you want to play Wordle?
No, I don't.
You don't want to play Wordle?
No, I don't want to play that. No.
We're never playing that game again, Rob.
I thought you wanted to do. What was it like? Pick your.
Nope. I think I know where you're going with that, and I'm gonna cut it off.
It's like the rules are 18 and under, but I can't remember what the.
There was no rule.
Yeah,
there's no rules.
Okay. No,
See you in the next one, guys.
Yeah. Kyle,
Cut.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip from We're New.
Hey. Okay.
No, you're supposed to tell them. You're supposed to tell them they can watch other clips right here.
Oh my goodness. Yes, what he said.
If you are, you want to.